In today's video, we're gonna be comparing a bunch of different rolls of microfiber towels. Probably about 2 years ago, I first noticed these at my local Walmart store from the AutoDrive and Platinum Series brands within Walmart. Since then, there's been tons of innovation with these things. So there are some pluses and minuses to all of these. There's one in particular that is a home run in my opinion. There's also one from the rag company. I have one of their sets here, but there was another one that they have called the Ultra Rip and Rag, I believe it's called. And I didn't know they had that until I started going through this. So I apologize, I don't have that one to compare today, but I will include the specs of that one, what they have listed, so we can compare it to all of these. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about pricing of all these packs. We're gonna be talking about the blend, the GSM, the overall just quality and feel, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rub it on the windshield of a vehicle to see if it leaves any linting behind. When you're cleaning windows, the last thing you want is lint. So even if they do, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. You can use it for other things, but we'll test it that way as well. So first up is this guy here. This is from the Platinum Series line, available at Walmart. This roll is a 50 pack of microfiber towels coming in at 15.5 inches by 15.5 inches. My preferred is 16 by 16, so it's right there. Totally fine with me for the size. Now this pack retails for $25.77 online, at least at the time of this recording. And that brings it to a price of 52 cents per towel, which is really, really good. Now these towels feel very, very soft in the hand. They feel very nice. They're rated as a 300 GSM, and which is the weight of the towel, and then they're also listed as an 8713 blend. Now really quickly, I wanna talk to you guys about that because from my knowledge of microfiber towels, I've come to find out that that number, although important, 8713, 8020, 7030, it's the blend of polyester and polyamide. The more polyamide, the more typically the softer it is and the more absorbent it is and more scratch free. However, the main reason that they list that is actually for the import, right? They have to have that stuff listed on the documents. Same thing like with your t-shirt, it says 100% cotton. Well, this would be 87% polyester, 13% polyamide. But even within that, there is a little bit of a variation because no one's really testing that. There's no third party really testing that. So since these are available at Walmart, which is obviously we all know is a huge, huge business, they may be required to get these tested and they're testing it as a whole. So the whole blend of this thing may be 8713. Other towels that may be listed higher may still be a lower actual blend overall, but the surface material, the microfiber that's actually touching the paintwork of your vehicle or the windows or whatever could be that 70-30, but then the base of it could be 95-5 and then it averages out to whatever. So that's why I don't know the exact numbers. We will go over them, but the linting is a good indicator. Even when there's a higher blend, 70-30, if it is not a high quality yarn that they're making the microfiber out of, then that can leave linting behind. That can cause other things. It won't be as absorbent. So it's really kind of all over the place and you really just kind of have to test them. So with that said, we are gonna test these things. We're gonna take one towel and we're gonna throw it on the scale to see exactly what it comes to. And then I will do the calculations and I'll let you know what the actual GSM is of each towel. So with this one, it does come in at 46 grams. And when you do that calculation, it comes to 297 GSM. So the 300 listings, very, very fair. This towel is dual density. So there's kind of a nice short pile on one side and a longer pile on the other. So let's go ahead and put this on some glass now and see if it lints. So basically guys, all I'm gonna do here is take a little bit of Chemie Speed Glass Cleaner, and I'm just gonna do one spritz across the windshield. I'm gonna come across, dry that out with the microfiber towel, and just inspect it to see if it lints. Now, with this one, the Platinum Series from Walmart, on the short pile, barely any linting, really not bad, a little bit, and just full transparency here guys, I have used these out on my mobile detail jobs on windows just to test them out. And in direct sunlight, right, the glass is hotter, it grabs more, and I did get more linting in that situation. But in here, very, very minimal. Now the other side, the longer pile, I did get more linting with that. So just keep that in mind. I have used these on paintwork as well. Again, not on like premium show cars and things like that, things that I don't want any marring going into, but even if it's leaving anything behind, if I'm using a quick detailer, that's adding some lubrication, and I haven't had any issue with it. So again, if it's your pride and joy, you're probably gonna wanna go with the higher end, something that's listed where you know what the surface microfiber is. But overall, I like them a lot. Yes, they do lint though, but other than that, they seem very, very accurate to what they claim. Now next up is another pack available at your local Walmart. This is from the AutoDrive brand, and this is another 50 pack, but in a 14-inch by 14-inch size. This pack is coming in at a price of $20.62, at least online, and that brings you to a total of 41 cents per towel. I gotta say guys, these things are listed as an 87-13 blend, 230 GSM, but they are very, very soft, like extremely soft, and pretty, some towels feel like they have a little bit more backbone or structure to the towel. This one's just very, very loosey-goosey. But yeah, again, feels very, very soft. Both sides are a little bit more, well, one side is nice and soft, kind of a medium pile, and then the other side is a longer pile. So again, dual density here, but again, very, very soft. So we put it on the scale to see exactly what it comes out at. For me, I came out with a 26 gram reading, which actually brings us to 205 GSM. So a little bit short of the 230, and that's, you're actually gonna see that's pretty consistent across the board with these. It's a little bit under whatever the rating is. So I'm okay with that though, they feel soft. We're gonna go ahead and check it on the glass now, see if there's linting, and exactly the same test here, guys. And there's a significant amount of linting with this one. Again, very, very soft to the touch, but on the glass, it just, the little fibers seem to want to pull out or break apart a little bit, and there was significant linting. So I wouldn't recommend these for glass at all, but they are nice and soft for your interiors and things like that, or around the house, right? So that's that, really good price at 41 cents per towel. Next up is the new one from Autofiber. This is their new 16 by 16 inch roll. This is the Mr. Everything towel. So they have a towel in their lineup called the Mr. Everything. It's kind of their go-to coating towel for wiping up coatings, because it does have, like I said, this one actually has a little bit more structure. Now the regular Mr. Everything has a GSM of 390 with a 70-30 blend. On the roll, it's a 300 GSM 70-30 blend. This one comes in a 20 pack. There's 20 towels on each roll for $30, so $1.50 a towel. But I have to tell you, the quality of the towel is fantastic. This is my go-to. Out of the ones I have on the table, this is leaps and bounds above. This is definitely my favorite. I've been using this a lot, and it's fantastic. It's a really good towel. So let's get into the testing of this thing and start off with the weight. So I put this on the scale. It came in at 46 grams. Now, when you calculate that to the 16 by 16, that first one came in that same weight, but that was a 15.5 by 15.5. So a little bit bigger on this one, same weight. That comes to a GSM of 278.5. So again, a little bit under, but I'm okay with it. I was actually surprised by that because the towel feels pretty heavy. Like it's a really nice towel. And let's go ahead and put this on the glass now, wipe it down. And guys, I have to tell you, in this test, there was zero linting. In my real life, I've been using this on glass as well, testing this, and no, even in direct sunlight, I'm not getting any linting with this thing. It's fantastic. I'm actually, throughout this whole test, the ones that do leave lint behind, I'm cleaning that up to make it a nice fresh surface again for the next test with this towel. So the Autofiber Mr. Everything on a roll, fantastic. I love it. $1.50 a towel. I think even, without being on a roll, $1.50 for this quality of towel is great. All right, now moving right along, we're gonna go over to the Rag Company, and this is their Rip and Rag towel. So I'm a little bit on the fence with this one. So they launched this the same time Autofiber launched their first series. And I was very, very excited. They came out with one and they went straight to a 70-30 blend. No one was doing that when they first launched these things. So high-end blends, 70-30, but it was a light on the GSM. It was they had it listed as 180 GSM. So when I went to go weigh it, it came in at 18 grams, and based off the 12 by 12 size of this one, again, this is actually, all the rest of these are gonna be 12 by 12s, guys. So the first one, 15.5 by 15.5. Second one was 14 by 14. The Autofiber was 16 by 16. Rest of them are 12 by 12. And with that said, again, 18 grams, that came to 193.75 GSM, so actually higher than what they had it listed as at 180. However, I will state that the edges, when you rip these apart, some edges had a little bit of fraying. None of the other ones did that, just this one. None of the other brands, I apologize, just this one. I went ahead and said, okay, let's try this on the glass as well. And again, yeah, significant linting, or not as much as this guy, but linting was there for sure. So to the rag company's credit, even on the packaging, it doesn't say automotive, it says home and shop, or I don't remember, something like that. You can use these on your car. You could use them on the interiors, things like that. But you know, probably more just around the house and in the garage. Now with the original Rip and Rag from the rag company, they come in 2 different sizes. So you can get a 30 count for $14.95, so 50 cents a towel. Again, 12 by 12. Or you can get a 80 pack for $29.95, dropping the price of each towel down to 37 cents. So good deal there. The other series though that they offer, this is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video that I blew it and I didn't have this one available, but is the Ultra Rip and Rag. It's a 16 by 16 towel, 50 pack for $44.95. So we're talking the same specs as the Mr. Everything, but coming in at 90 cents a towel. So incredible value there. That one actually, 70/30, they actually list that as a 280 GSM. Again, the Mr. Everything's listed as a 300, but we were actually at 278.5, so at that 280. So I will get that one, and I will be comparing that to the Mr. Everything because I want to see, is that one going to leave any linting behind? I don't know. We'll have to check the actual quality of the yarn and just, you know, in a use case. The Mr. Everything, I'm extremely confident in. I've been using multiple packs, haven't had any issues with them. But this Ultra Rip and Rag sounds very interesting as well. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and jump back to Autofiber again. This was that first towel that they first came out with, the first towel on a roll back 2 years ago at SEMA, or last year at SEMA? I can't remember exactly, about a year ago, I guess. This one though, let me go ahead and go to my notes. 30 pack for 20 bucks. So that is $5 more than the Rag Company towel, right? That was 15 bucks for 30. This is 20 for 30. This one though is coming in with a higher GSM. They have it listed as 260 GSM, but instead of the 70/30, they went 80/20 for the blend. Now when I put this on the scale, it did come in at 22 grams. When you do that calculation with a 12 by 12, that rings true at 237 grams per square meter. So again, a little bit under, pretty standard. The only one that was over was the Rag Companies. They came in higher. Everyone else came in lower. Now, when I went ahead and used this on the glass, very, very minimal linting, guys. There was a tiny bit, but not bad at all. So decent towel. I like that one a lot as well. Still, by far for glass, and if I'm worried about linting and quality of the towel, the Autofiber one is amazing. Next up is this orange one here. This is from Maxshine, and this is gonna have the same specs as the Autofiber towel, but it's coming in at a price of $15 for the 30 pack. So same price as the Rag Companies, same specs as the one from Autofiber. Now when I look at them side by side, especially the two from Autofiber and the Maxshine ones, again, same specs, they do look different though to the eye. So just something to note. Also, when you go into all of these towels, right, the rags on a roll, all of them have a nice large size roll. So you can actually put them, hang them up very easily. So the Maxshine one is very, very small. So it's gonna be hard to actually get it on anything to hold it. You can set up a dowel system or whatever, not a big deal, or you just leave them like this. It's not a big deal, but just something to know. That is a differentiating factor between this one and these other ones. Now, when I put this one on the scale, again, same thing, came in at 22 grams, just like the Autofiber one did. So same thing there, what we were at. That was 237 grams per square meter. Now the Maxshine towel barely got any linting, so I was actually kind of surprised by that, but barely any linting, so decent choice there. Now we have to include something from Amazon, right? There's a lot of options of towels on rolls on Amazon, and I just picked one. I picked this one here. This is the Cartman microfiber towel roll, $10 for the 30 pack. So far, this is the cheapest price, coming in at, let's see here, 33 cents per towel. 12 by 12 size, 8713 blend. Again, that doesn't mean anything specific because we don't know exactly how that works out. But nothing listed for the GSM. So I went ahead and weighed it, came in at 18 grams on this guy, which is basically, it's 193.75 GSM, so about a 200 GSM towel there. And finally, I go to test the Cartman towel on the window, and again, very, very surprised there was no linting with this thing. So I don't know, maybe it's a lower This kind of reminds me of my preferred window towel that I've always talked about in the past. I sell it on my site. It's a black towel. It's a 16 by 16, 200 GSM. And I love that one because it doesn't lint. And this seems like that, but in a 12 by 12 size and on a roll. So I still prefer the 16 by 16. It's way better in the hand, especially when you're doing windows. My hand, protrudes out over the towel on this thing, so not ideal. Also, with this towel, I did notice there wasn't as much absorption, right? I had to go over a little bit more, a few more wipes than the other ones, but still, no linting, did a decent job. And finally, the last one that I have for you is, we're going back to Walmart. This is another pack from the AutoDrive brand, and this is a 75 pack. 75 pack coming in at a price of $14.97. So if you're looking for value, this one's gonna be hard to beat, right? Even cheaper than the Amazon stuff here. So it's a cost of 20 cents per towel. It is listed as an 8713 blend and 180 GSM. Now I threw it on the scale. We came in at 16 grams, which is 172 grams per square meter. So right there, that's right there. Went ahead and used it on the glass. Again, moderate linting here. There was definitely linting, not as bad as some of the others, but there was some left behind. So overall, guys, like I said, I just want to give you a quick highlight on these. We talked about the pricing, all that kind of good stuff. The winner for me, by far, right here, the Autofiber towel is amazing. The 16 by 16 size, the Mr. Everything 300 GSM listed. Amazing towel. Like, even if it wasn't on a roll and I was comparing this against other towels I've used, I really, really like this towel. The other one that, again, I don't have here is the other rag company, the Ultra Rip and Rag. Sounds very, very interesting, so I will get that ordered and test it out compared to this one. The other one, the Platinum Series from Walmart, if you're on a budget, I think that's a good towel. I would probably just stick to the short pile side the whole time, and hard to beat that value. So that's it for today's video, guys. Also, all the other 12-inch sizes, it's just, I don't like that. So I would keep those around the house, around my shop, things like that. But when I'm working on a car, I want a 16 by 16 or something close, like the 15.5 by 15.5. Okay, that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you on the next one.